Here we go. Says excellent condition. All right. Uh, maybe I'm getting out. All right. Well, I guess I could go to my phone. Well, maybe somebody else pop on and say, hey, dummy, you 45 minutes into the show. That'd be my luck. How's everybody? Yeah, hold on. I miss. Oh man, shoot! I got it specific too. Hang on. Be right back. Crap, fire almighty. All right. Hello. All right. Hope y'all can hear me. I can't deal with these headphones. Hearing myself and talking at the same. It can. I, anyway, what I was looking for is the paper. And it was right here under a stack of other stuff. Still, school board holds second public hearing for HB 581. Comments from citizens. I'm not sure what that whole thing means, but there was a letter to the editor. It really kind of tripped my trigger. Lord, maybe I'll find it. I'm ill prepared. Put it down in the comments. Here it is. These people, they got pretty good English skills. There's no way I think I could write anything this long and reasonable on both sides of the argument. Um, it's it's called "The Rich Get Richer and the Poor Get Poor," and it's from a guy out of Otto, North Carolina. This is the fact of life that reasonable Democrats and reasonable Republicans can agree on. A concise economic history of the world confirms the truth of this old saying. George Orwell, in his book 1984, wrote this about the working class. So long as they continue to work and breed, their other activities were without importance. Left to themselves, like cattle turned loose upon the plains of Argentina, they had reverted to a style of life that had appeared to be natural to them, a sort of ancestral pattern. Work, the care of home and children, petty quarrels with neighbors, films, football, beer, and above all, gambling, filled up the horizon of their minds to keep them in control and was not difficult. The investor class increases their wealth at the expense of workers who can't afford health insurance and struggle to pay rent and put food on the table. Historically, There is a tipping point, which is where we are headed today. We need better leaders and better education to to have a society where everyone gets a fair shake. Mm, not a fair shake. That's difficult for me to digest, and this was at the end of that debate. I encourage, if y'all get the Raven County paper, be sure and read that stuff on Bill 581. I think I voted no for it. I can't. Uh, if I don't understand the bill and I don't understand what the benefit to everybody is in that, no new laws, no laws. I think we got too many of them out there now that people didn't look at or were told by their buddy or their congressman is going to bring them home to butter and bread that vote this way, and they trusted them, and the money flowed, and at the expense, there's always consequences. But anyway, uh, anybody know anything about Darnell shooting range? I don't. I'm just making sure that it's not in contention by any group or families or anything like that, because I went riding up through there. Man, it's impassable, and it's on, you know, U.S. public land. Um, I contacted the Forest Service, uh, talked to the district person, and supposed they're cleaning up messes and all this stuff up through there from the storms, and I just ask about that. So she's gonna get back with me and see if she has any information on it and why it's not being kept up and why the road's impassable. Hell, that might be passable in the eyes of the Forest Service, but I don't have the equipment to get up in there. And I was just curious, even if I helped organize me and other people to put the money and equipment together to do a favor to the United States public and our community, then that wouldn't be something I would be opposed to. So that's what I presented to her. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on that kind of thing. If y'all are interested, just leave something in the comments. Yeah, I still don't have any concurrent viewers. I don't have any viewers right now, but if you watch this later down the road in a day or two or whatever, and you catch it, uh, just catching up with you. And that was some local paper. Of course, the local paper is a hoot sometimes when you read the arrests. I love my brothers and sisters. They are independent, boy. Yahoo, good for them. I remember a time, yes, sir. Old gray beard can't get out and be crazy. I've been working on the lighting, uh, just trying to make it, uh, you know, uh, when y'all look at me or we try and have conversations, I've always found it helpful to be able to see the person doing the speaking so you could judge their intent in their words. And I've got the background. This is my office. So you're on the other side of the desk here. On the other side of the desk is a love seat and two end tables and some stuff on the wall and a music thing over there. Just stuff I've collected over the years, and uh, put together this stuff that I just had this idea that I wanted to reach out and have a community of people, like-minded people, and if they wanted to share, if they wanted to put forth concerns and you know I guess some type of moderation. I'm not going to allow for foul language or threats or anything like that in the comments. Y'all just whatever I got to do so you're not participating. So if you want, anybody can participate. I ain't saying they can't, but the rules are civility and the rules are facts. Now you could say I heard, but that tells us that's not a fact. I understand, and then we can debate that fact or that part of your your comment. So it has to be that way for us to get a chance to understand each other if we need to, and in any kind of conflict, because as a community, as a country, as a neighbor, man, we certainly got to learn to get along. And I've had my troubles in that arena as well. So I ain't saying I'm anything supernatural or anything like that, but if you can use my experience to help you get around some of your stuff, then it's just a way to help. You don't have to follow anything I say or anybody else would ever say. You do what you think is right. Sometimes you just need to know that you have valid thoughts, and that's done through a discussion with other like-minded people. Anyway, 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 crazy stuff. Um, like I said, I'll be doing this every Thursday night from 6 o'clock in the evening till 7 o'clock in the evening, an hour. Um, if we gain followers and people want to have some other time, it's open for discussion. Uh, so other people could take over the stream. That's fine with me. Uh, I'm not the only personality in the community. These setups, if you've got the bandwidth and you've got the speed, these setups are not hard to put together where you can live stream. Takes a lot of, it's a big learning curve, and I'm still in it. I'm nowhere at the bottom as I was a while back. This streaming, I'm kind of at the bottom of the curve, but now that I've got more time, I thought I could devote a couple hours a week to doing this, and I've got this set up pretty fast. And this afternoon, getting ready, made some changes. Um, but I can sure make additional changes if I need to, just for comfort of viewing. And I promise to learn how to use this OBS in a way so that if there were somebody presented a chat or a comment, I could learn how to take it out and post it so it's in the video record of what we talked about. Because if if somebody wants to call me out for being wrong, it's my thoughts anyway. And if you call me out for being wrong and have reason and logic that lead me to a path to believe differently, good, good. It may it may it may alter my entire universe, my entire world. But that's the risk you have to take if you're going to be learned or knowledgeable or trying to understand what's whirling around you in the world. You can't always do it, but when you get to my age, you start thinking of things differently. And this is what's been going through my head. And this is my talk therapy, whether anybody listens or not. You know, my old wife used to walk out there, and I'd be on the front porch rocking back and forth and yammering her away, and she'd go, "Do you always talk to yourself?" And I say, "Well, I'm the only one who understands what I'm talking about." I don't. I always wonder if people understand me, or am I just babbling endlessly and they're being polite? I could be the village idiot. That'd be a whammy on a lot of people's head to find out you. Hey, hey, man, you're 63 now. I just thought you ought to know You're the village idiot. I don't want to do that. So I'll just skip happily along being who I am. And if I am the village idiot. Was that grammatically correct? I have no idea. That's part of the confusion, I bet. Uh, well, I guess I could test my chat. What do you think? Test. Hit enter. See what it popped up. All right. So should I go to my? Nah. You know what? If I ain't streaming, I ain't checking. Everything looks good here in front of me, and I'll just sit here and do it. And if I've got anything that I'll try and keep. I did talk about the harmonica last week, and I asked, should I rebuild it? Well, I haven't, but I did take some alcohol and rub on all the surfaces, and then dug all the crud out my fingernail. Anybody out there a harmonica enthusiast? I got a button to change the pitch. I ain't put it on a tuner yet, but it's marked on there 1 through 10. You see them there at the where you blow in part at, marked 1 through 10, and you push this button. I don't know if you can see that. It changes. It got some kind of wind gates in it that. Oh, there you go. There you go. Some kind of wind gates in them that operate another set of reeds. It's got. When you take these covers off, you'll see two sets of reeds. You can see them on the edge, those brass colored on the edge. Those are reed plates. And they got reeds in them like this. My middle finger would be cut out, and when you blow it, it vibrates that reed, and that's what makes that noise. And a couple other things. So I guess in my mind, I really have started. I just haven't physically started. Anyway, nobody said whether or not I should take video or photos when I do it. So if anybody runs across this for I do or don't, your vote will count. Who knows, a request might come halfway through me doing the takedown and rebuild or clean video that only video we get is halfway through. It could be at the very end. Anyway, that's what I was thinking. I guess I could sit here and the newspaper. I could go back to that. Anybody like chess? There's a chess club here. I didn't know that. Got the EMS report, the officers report, and all that stuff. Let's see what we got here. Could smell the odor of marijuana coming from inside the vehicle. I wonder how out of the ordinary that is. Anybody thought about that lately? buprenorphine, 2-butamorphine, 8 mb slash 2 milligram films. Is that a rifle round? Deputies took the film to be destroyed. Woman did not have her script with her. Both parties were released with a warning for tag lights. Wait a minute. Pulled them over for tag lights? Oh, well. Well, yeah. No working tag lights. I guess they could take their nightstick and break one out and call broken tag light or broken tail light, right? They wouldn't do that. If they did, I hope they're not on the guys who work for me in this county or who are deputies. I respect them and I appreciate them getting out there and doing it, but I certainly don't know that I could have any appreciation for that kind of behavior. I think you ought to hold them accountable. If it's legal to have that, whatever she had in that situation, and they sent them on their way, at least we didn't have to burden them, but burden ourselves or uh, anybody else taking care of them in the jailhouse, court system, everything else. Yeah, just get. If they was moving north though, if they weren't residents, I don't know. Call the next county. Hey man, be on the lookout. I don't know what that drug was. I don't know. Anyway, don't take me wrong, anybody. I just got to thinking about it. That's all. Everybody had a good week so far. Man, you know, it's real easy to remember how grateful you are if you have to drive to Atlanta. What a nut house, man. Those people down there. I always tell the story of, when kids were in grammar school, grade school, one of them, when they're young kids, that they always had a pet in the classroom, a gerbil, some type of rodent they kept in a cage. And my son was blessed with the honor of bringing one home for the holidays, learn how to take care of things. I thought that was great. But that darn old gerbil, every night, got on that squeaky metal wheel and ran clean to the Alabama line and back. And he'd pick up, you could tell when he figured he was in the clear because, man, he'd pick up the pace and then he'd just whoop, 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 whoop. No, it was more like a I wasn't getting no sleep. I was fine. That just reminded me, though. That's all. That son's a gun. Hey, how about you fishermen? Is it ready to hit the river yet? I want y'all's opinion. You think this? Let's see if I can get the focus. Something like this is a good idea. It's a piece of. Now the medallion I didn't make, and I didn't make that rosette around it, but I cut the cuff and I did the sculpture on the leather. And it's not really that good a latch. I was learning leather craft, And when I'd go fishing, I'd always take the flies off and stick them in the hat, stick them in my felt hat or in my ball cap or what I was wearing so they could dry before I put them away in the fly box. And I've seen guys out there, and I have a fly vest, and I think it has a felt pat, or this is a lamb wool or sheep's wool. This is sheep's wool right here, and I just trimmed it real short. I could probably trim it shorter, but guys would have patches on their shirts and stuff, and I looked for a cuff, and there were some out there, and I didn't like the tooling I did on that leather. I don't know, it was just that too much green, I thought, not enough blue. Uh, I was trying to do a riparian scene on it. Y'all look that up. And so I was looking at it, and I found some of this old sheep skin scrap. Just a scrap. You buy a bag of scrap for a little bit of money. And I glued it on there. I didn't stitch it now. I could stitch it but I'd have to, it'd cost more. And this is just an experiment to see if I would like it. Anyway, so when you're fishing, you have a cuff on your wrist, kind of like one I got right here. So it's made for this. And if they ain't hitting on one kind, like there's a hare's ear nymph. Let me see if I can get the focus. It ain't gonna do it. It's got. Hang on. It ain't gonna do it. Baby. There it goes. There's a hare's ear nymph, and then a hare's ear nymph with its casing that's coming away. Its wings have gotten out of the casing. It's going to go up and fly and mate and put more eggs in the water. And I got 2 sets of them. And before I go on the stream, I just go ahead and put what flies I want in here. So I'm not trying to fiddle around in the fly box digging them out when they might be in there with 2 or 3, or they're on a hook and it's tangled with another one, and you got a fly rod in one hand, a walking stick in another hand. You're standing in the middle of the stream and you're nipping off another fly, and you got all these things in your hands, and yeah. Anyway, and I had that medallion. I was going to make some kind of work out of it. But I thought it looked close enough to a trout. Anyway, it's upside down for you. Oop. There we go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, anyway, y'all make a comment down below there, and I put 2 buttons in it so I could adjust it, and it's only one thickness. It's only one thick. I didn't put a backing on it. I do have other stuff that I make that. If I made it for another one, if it were fancy, I don't know. It don't need to be 2 leathers thick with a backing sewed on it. I think these snaps need to be durable. Don't rust, even though it's fresh water. Anyway, all right. 30 minutes. Ain't nobody watching. Let's see here. Anybody familiar with that Buchanan small engine repair outfit there in Tiger? I've been thinking about just getting old junk 5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton, one of them old motors that you find in the junk somewhere. They're probably worth something now. And just giving my grandson a bunch of wrenches and tell him to take it apart. My wife got a little motor for the grandson, and it's probably for 8 or 10 years old, and he's only like 4. And I said, I don't know if he's ready for that. And sent home with his daddy and ended back up here. And I didn't want to do it without him. And so she did it. She said, man, that was fun to learn how all that stuff works. Sure is. Why we always gotta know? Curiosity. Told me curiosity killed the cat. And then when I was a teenager, going through the change, someone told me, well, cat died satisfied. I said, yeah, you're probably right. Well, I hope the stream is looking better. I wish I had somebody on here. I'm going to do this until at least one person, I don't know, forever. I don't know. I might do another channel. I don't know. Talk about something, won't talk about nobody. I will talk in generalities about behavior some people have. Hell, you can judge me by the kind of behavior I have, I reckon. I'm not going to be that concerned about it, and you shouldn't be either. As long as we can learn something from one another, we'll be in good shape. As long as we like each other and have of like-minded, we'll defend each other's positions whether we disagree with it or not, because that's your right. Well, I hate that dead space. I hate that old dead space. And I got 15 more minutes. I can play y'all mandolin. Let's see if it pick up. I can practice y'all the mandolin, because ain't no playing. And now I just hit it kind of soft. I'd use my fingers. I ain't using a pick. And all I do is just work the scales. Every now and then, it sounds like something from heaven has been sent to me, and I can hear it in all the noise. And I don't know, I can't play anything from memory. I don't know any popular songs that have, but I love the sound of this instrument. Somebody scroll by now and see this. Ain't no telling what they think. Oh God, another one of them old men. One old dude, man. I wished I had some way to reference him, but I didn't keep track of it. He's a trip. It looks like he's living in a tent with a wood heater in it, one of them small ones them camper do. And every time he makes a video, he's listening to the Grateful Dead and just tripping out on it. And I think it's great. You know, that is great, to being able just to get absorbed into something like that. That's tremendous. It tickles me too. Another time, This cat was crazy, man. I would fall asleep. This is when we were moving to where we live now, and the wife still had responsibilities back in the metropolitan area. And I'd come here on weekends, and I put all LEDs in the house, and then I got started on doing other things like staining the deck because it needed the work, and I'd fall asleep with the TV going, and I had the old Chromecast, and I'd put the YouTube on there, and I'd fall asleep, and it'd just do the continuous playing. I did find Big Clive as he scrolled through one night, and I would groggily arise to go for the early morning hiatus to the urinal, the porcelain, and it intrigued me watching him. And I really enjoyed that. And another one that really kind of flipped me out, and you guys need to check him out just for the shock factor. This guy's name is, this person's name is Glass Slinger. And he works on old radios. He can make tubes. He knows how to do all this stuff in it. He's got a little old shop, and he does that. But the first time I saw him, I woke up, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was this head in the TV looking over the head and working on this radio. And there was an automatic disconnect. I couldn't make out the voice, whether it was a male or female. But they were wearing a dress. But then it seems like I saw a beard. Not one like this, but just some stubble. And so I watched him. And you know what? To this day, I still can't make up my mind. Y'all check him out. Great, great stuff. It's funny as all get out. It's Glass Slinger. And another guy who works on old shortwave radios, not necessarily transmitters, but receivers. Buzz 1151, and he's got his little buddy named Deckel, like the whiskey, Deckel. Y'all should check him out too. Pretty cool cat. I like his format. Anyway, I'm still talking to Zero. Stream Hell says it is excelente. Oh man, I should have turned on closed captions. You know what would be cool? I don't know if they do it or not. If in the closed caption section, if they used AI to convert your language into another language in the closed caption. So if I'm speaking English and I'd like to appeal to a German audience, that the caption would already be translated into German so that someone who speaks German could understand what's going on. Does that make any sense? Hello, YouTube. You guys got these big algorithms and this AI stuff. Come on, let's work that out. Y'all can have credit. Just get to it and let me have it. Because I do a lot of safety videos, and there's a lot of Hispanics, and I'm not going to get into that debate on legal versus illegal. I will get into a debate on whether or not you need to, if you're healthy and able-bodied, to get out there and work. I will talk about that. But anyway, where were we? Done wandered off. done wandered off. I heard this lady said the other day on the radio, talking about Alzheimer's now, and how forgetful and all this. And her husband's a doctor specializing in, and she forgot where her car keys were, or her phone or something. You know, got two kids, and they both working all the time, and her keys were right there, and she laughed about it, and she goes, "Must be early onset of Alzheimer's." And her husband looked her dead in the face seriously as he could, and he says, "Oh, honey, it's not the early stage." That's like being that village idiot, right? Anyway, I found it kind of entertaining. I hope you did too. And if I offended you, put it in the comment. I keep looking around here. Man, my old neck, it stays stiff all the time. All the years of driving and not doing the exercises in the shoulders, and I'm doing it, trying to do it now 3 days a week, and then just a regular, when you start feeling it crunch up, just do a quick routine and get everything popping again, you know. Just, well, I don't know if it should pop or not. Yeah, so if y'all are like me and you spent your life not being very mobile because of your occupation, you try and get on it. I mean, I would stretch if I were in the truck, you know, do that, but it really wasn't the full body stretch and the legs and the hips and all that. So, uh-oh, excuse me. Now, I hadn't even told anybody I've started this. I've talked about a couple of other things, you know, organizations in the county, but I haven't told anybody about this because I wanted to make sure that I was at least doing it right and the stream was working right and all that stuff, so that you know, I might mention, hey man, tune in on Thursday nights. We're gonna, and let's talk about something online. You know, just, it's just like texting. And if you wanted to get set up with a, or if you've got a studio, you know, you can do Zoom calls, and I can, you can Zoom call with me, and then I can run it through the screen, run it through the OBS, and then put it onto the stream. I think so. Pretty sure. We'd figure it out if you wanted to be a part of it. If you had something to say and you wanted to use this platform that I've already worked on and got hopefully all the bugs worked out, and you wanted to address people, and you went to a Facebook page and say, hey, look at this YouTube channel. Or if there's a Facebook page, and there is, and I don't know how many in the county, and I didn't want to start even thinking about doing live broadcast on this until there was some consensus that, yeah, we could really use something like this in the community. A clearinghouse of information, um, more than just what we get in the newspaper, because the newspaper is not going to report everything. If you have some suspicious activity or something like that, it may or may not be in the newspaper and people may not care. But if we're talking about it as a community, at least we can look out for one another and call and check on you, do the Facebook thing, and make sure everything's cool, and use that as a form of communication with one another. The same as this, we're communicating, mass communicating. I got 0 people counting on me right now. Yeah, we could talk about how county business and county regulations need to be talked about, or Whether the water and sewer authority, that's an issue that we need to talk about as a group of people before we go to the commissioners, and have ourselves organized if we need to, and in favor of or in opposition of, but it will be our voice, and we'll have unity by using these resources, and that's a powerful sway on people who want to be mayor or whatever, um, governor, president, whatever. But I just, you know, this is a new time in history where a group of one or a group of a billion can gather together and talk about things that are important to them, and it doesn't have to be in this group. We could be a part of a bigger group, a part of a bigger group, and a bigger group, or a bigger group. Or we could be the group that grows to the point because more people have the same mindset that we have in this world. And we generate those ideas. And if they're moral, virtuous, honest, and compassionate, and all those things that you need to be, then my camera done changed it on me. Then if there's enough of us with that mindset, then that's what we are, and that's what we stand for, and we have to be, listened to, reckoned with. Uh, anyway, that little camera, when I put my hand up in a hand signal, it says, "Hey, follow me." I need to deactivate it, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. If I turn it on, it'll follow me around. Uh, all right. I've been yakking around here and all kinds of subjects and everything else. So if somebody happens by, say hello. If you see this later on after it's done, and watch it enough to form an opinion, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or put in the comments you're an idiot, or at least give me something that I'm something instead of nothing. Something instead of something instead of nothing. Who knows? I know one thing. I'm kind of having fun. Ain't nobody listening to me. But I can look at myself and go, "Hey, man, you're being broadcast all over the known world. All they got to do is tune you in." Whoa. Makes me, what's that cartoon that them kids watch where the guys takes over the world, or he's got these little one-eyed minion things, and I, or the Austin Powers, the Spy Who Shagged Me. What's that little evil bald-headed doctor's name? Dr. Evil. I don't know. I think I'd rather be kind of Joe Dirtish in my way, or Big Lebowski-ish in my ways. Anyway, I don't know where this is gonna go. It might not go anywhere. Can you? You hear the rifle shots? I know there's gonna be people poking at me. You a dummy. Go do something else. I can hear the rifle shots already. Anyway, anybody? That's back to fishing. I'm thinking I need to load my gear up. I guess got to plug in a day. I had to go to Atlanta this week, so I'm wondering if Wednesdays would be good, because how about Mondays? Yeah, Mondays or Wednesdays. Could even maybe do it Fridays. Um, man, I used to make a lot more videos, and I kind of backed off on another channel for a while because I was real busy. But I think I've made improvements in the audio visual, and so I've been redoing some of them, changing the ideas in them, and republishing them. And it is amazing to me how long it takes to present just something that's amateurish at best. I mean, to learn the process of editing, how to cut, how to insert like messages or photos into there. So if you're describing something, it's and then if you want to have background music, if you want to have an intro and an outro, putting all that stuff together, uh, finding out where you stuttered through part of your script and you have to go take that out, and then so your head don't do this. And it's it's a lot to learn. And I did 14. No, couldn't have been that. Might have been 14 minutes of video, and this two intros, two outros, and one video was a little longer. One of them had background music, and the other one didn't. But it took me almost a full day. I was in the office at 6 this morning, and I think I got done in 11 putting those two together. And they're probably looking kind of amateurish, but you know what? I got tired. It wears you out because you you have to do the work. You got to no matter what you do, you got to do the work. And you reach a point where you're making so many mistakes in the work because of the mechanics, you can't keep track of where you're going or where you've been. So you either have to, which I do, stand up and go outside, go for a walk, get some fresh air, go upstairs, see the wife, grab a snack, and then come back down and get back to it. So you set up, write the script, record the video. For a 5-minute video, I would say my average is probably 2 hours from starting the script, recording the video, editing it, and then getting it ready to publish. I bet is a 2-hour process for 5 minutes. I try to keep them 5 to 7 minutes. Sometimes I go to 8. But and it's full of information. It's just packed with information. So there's no niceties. I want to get the information out. If they want to have niceties, they can ask for a phone call, or we can go, talk on a Zoom call or whatever you want to do. But when I'm presenting information, which I think could affect in the future a bunch of people, I want to make sure that I'm providing the best quality and reach the most people at the most common level possible. And I may not be right. I may be off base, but that's my intent. But anyway, I was just letting you know that that's a lot of work too. So now I get this work on my expertise in this live streaming, how to put up slides to show you if I needed to show you something, or an article in the paper, or a message that someone sent me so we could start a discussion, that kind of thing. Maybe if as time rolls along, I'll be able to do that kind of thing. We got about 5 momentos remaining here. So if y'all catch this later, you just happen to be scrolling through and you think you recognize me, or you go, what's that all about? And you give it a listen. I appreciate it. Make sure you leave a comment, hey man, good for starting out. Keep up the good work. Or hey, you dummy, try a different approach. Whichever one I get most of, then I guess I'm going to keep my own mind in it now. I would much rather fail expressing myself honestly than to succeed expressing myself dishonestly, if that makes any sense to you. What does that mean? there's a whole nother channel for that kind of stuff. Here, I think we still got some more time into fishing, don't we? Some more. I think mid-February to end February for the squirrels. I think wasn't there a dove session or something here in here February somewhere? We fixing to be in February. I sit down here the other day. I heard the old beep of death, beep beep, and the old Blossman gas truck backing down there. He said, "Man, I got here just in time." I said, "My wife's walking around saying I'm freezing all the time." It's been cold. I hear that old gas line in there going. And then you got to use more electricity to push it around. The unit in our upstairs portion of the house is a heat pump. Grandbaby come over. Nana ain't gonna let him get cold. I don't think I would either. I'd make him sleep with the dog. Ain't nothing wrong with that, is there? If it's indoor, outdoor dog and you keep it regularly maintained, yeah. I mean, didn't the Eskimos sleep with their dogs? If I was cold, you puppy, puppy, puppy. Anyway, we can talk about that. Cold weather clothing. This old thing I got on, old fleece thing. My wife even repaired it. The pocket was tore out. Uh-oh. Hey, it's a phone call. This time of evening, it's Scott. Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is John. How are you doing today?
John, how are you today?
I'm blessed. Thanks for asking.
Who are you with? Who
Some additional benefits on your.
who are you, John? John,
Yeah,
who are you with?
sir, I'm calling you from US Benefits. We are located in Houston, Texas. So
Uh,
do you have Medicare Part A and B?
Medicare.
Yeah, do you have?
Hello, hello, motherfucker. I'm not supposed to say that. I didn't want to say that. You know, since I started getting Social Security, I've gotten more phone calls like that. I wonder what database they're pulling that from. I wonder if some knucklehead in the Social Security Department been selling all our information to yahoos like that, take advantage of us old pisses. Hmm. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. That's conspiracy theory. I don't believe that. I think Aristotle, or I heard it the other day, one of them ancient philosophers said, the learned mind can think different ways about the same thing without accepting one or accepting either. You have to have the ability to reason and think without believing it. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, hunting, fishing. When I wrote this title out, in the description is hunting, fishing, community, culture, family, and Mother Nature. If y'all think I need to change that, please let me know. If you think I'm steering in the wrong direction, or if you'd like to add something to it, but and not necessarily in that order. Okay, I just didn't know what order to put them in. That's up to you. But all those things should be, well, some of those things should be a part of you. If we try to get along here, I'm sorry, it's my channel, If you want to be a part of it, please come on in. But if you can't have those priorities in some order, then I don't think we'd be happy together. And I wouldn't want you to live through any kind of unhappiness in your life. I'm sure that in this wide world of YouTube that there's somebody out there who agrees with you the way you are exactly. I've never been able to find them. And I pretty much agree with me. Now, every now and then, I do have to change positions for whatever reason. I learned more. Um, like the old, I got to go. Uh, y'all look at Ronald Reagan's speech on the little boy selling cats at the conventions. That's a funny story. All right. I've had a good time. If y'all run across this, thanks for just giving me any kind of time. And make sure you give me a thumbs up or whatever, or come back next Thursday at 6. Thank you so much. Have a grateful day.